Yeah, so over the weekend, the No Kings protest took place. There was very no kingy. Once again, though, they fought it off, and luckily for us, we still don't have a king. Yeah, they tried hard. They did. They really did. Tried to bring us a king, but luckily, nothing. Nothing. Was it lame? I don't know. I mean, look, here's the beauty. We had 5, 6, 7 million people that went and protest in this country. How awesome is that? Like it, don't like it, whatever they have to say. It's the beauty of our country is free speech was abundant. Now, that being said, was it, and I never say it's a waste of time, because having our freedoms, having the opportunity to exercise those freedoms, when you think about the fact that we have a lot of young people in this country who don't exercise their freedoms, who don't really understand the Constitution, who don't get the fact that we have all these amazing things that are available to us. They don't. You know, you wonder why there's an appeal of Mondani and even China. Because they look over and they're like, this guy's promising all this stuff. You go look at China. China's, they're communist, but they're not really communist. They're communist in name. They're an authoritarian capitalistic society, but everybody's got something, right? Everybody's got this or everybody's got that. They all got health care. And that's what the young, because the young don't understand it. They don't exercise. So to see them out doing that, I'm okay with. Did they solve anything? No, there wasn't anything being solved. It was one weekend, and then it was over. And next weekend, you know what's going to happen? Everybody's back to their normal life. You'll still get some protests here and there, places like Portland, people riding around naked on their bicycles. But they're doing that anyways. So that's not the same as what this was. So great that they exercised their voice. It didn't change anything. But it's good. You did have some wackadoos out there. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, there are some people out there that just say stuff and you're like, what are you talking about? I mean, it is bizarre that you would take your family and you would throw them out there and you would say wacky stuff like this.
This is your birthday,
Yes.
So you came out on your birthday. You thought it was important. Tell me why.
Absolutely, because I have 2 little boys who deserve a bright future of freedom and democracy. And this is a nightmare that I'm living in. And I'm here to make a difference and to be loud and proud. And there's no other way I'd want to celebrate my birthday than with my parents and my best friend fighting for our country.
So for a birthday present, what do you hope happens? You know, you wake up tomorrow morning.
I hope that I see the obituary that we're all waiting for tomorrow. That's what I hope for.
Yeah. you wishing that President Trump is dead?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm glad you took your 2 kids to wish somebody's death. Who does that? People who live in a world of nothing but emotions. They live in emotions. You know, I said when I went out to that last one, so many people that I saw, the fear was that their world was changing. It was being taken away from them faster. They didn't know what to do. They were frustrated. They were angry. That's understandable. I mean, I get some of that. Do I think that they changed anything? No. Trump, of course, poked fun at them, the usual stuff. What did he do? He did 2 memes. One where he dropped feces on people, which is disgusting, but, you know, and the other one where he was dressed up in a crown. Hello, it's me, Trump. Then you had other people out there who just wanted their voice to be heard. Again, beauty of our country.
We've got to fight for our Constitution, and we got to fight for American democracy. That's the only reason we're here. We love our country.
I love America. That's why I'm here.
It's a democracy, right? We don't need a king, correct?
It feels good to be in community. It feels great to be with other people. You can get sucked down a hole and be scared, but we don't have to be.
We don't like what's happening, and we need to do something. And if this is all I can do, this is all I can do. I have to do something. Find something you can do. You know, call your representatives. Just be active and use your voice.
There you go. Simple and easy. Don't break stuff. And for the most part, having that many people out there is pretty peaceful. I don't think there was anything but a few skirmishes here and there. So, but it didn't change anything. Still the president. He's not a king. Never was a king. Never was a king. He's not a dictator. Let me tell you how fascism works. Benito Mussolini didn't allow this kind of stuff to go on. As you guys like to compare him to Hitler, guess what? Hitler is not a fan of big protests against him. He quieted him down very soon. It just never happened. So everybody take a step back. While the Orange Man may not be the thing that you dream of, the reality is he's not going anywhere no matter how much you wish it, which is an awful thing to wish. We move from there to, yes, kids, our government's still shut. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. Still not working.
This is the first time in history that any party has had the audacity to shut down the government over a totally clean, nonpartisan continuing resolution. This is a political stunt.
And it's a political stunt. Well, politics has become nothing but political stunts. That being said, if I'm the Democrats, here's the thing with the Democrats. You guys don't, no matter what the Republicans give you, you can't sell it. You couldn't sell life to a dead man. You couldn't sell food to a hungry person. You couldn't give it away. You couldn't. You could come out, and if I'm the Democrats, I put this thing to bed. Come out, we voted on it. They said they're going to negotiate. You guys heard them. If they don't, that's on them. If your premiums go up, that's on them. But Chad, we don't want them. Nobody wants the premiums to go up. You know what I don't want? Government involved. It's too late. You can draw a parallel between government involvement in college and the skyrocketing prices and government involved in healthcare and the skyrocketing prices. And what happens? Government comes in, they guarantee, they take control, they add layer after layer after layer after layer after layer of stuff. And now what do we have? We have insurance companies that are too big to fail, too wealthy. They design these things. And now it becomes a game of, you know, like earlier today, Bell's over there because our open enrollment started. he's confused. Like, I don't know. Wait, what? It's a nightmare.
It really is. I mean, the last 3 years of having to do that has been, you can't just push the buttons. You better read what you're signing up for.
You have no idea.
Sir.
Right? I mean, guys, am I right? I mean, it's like you have no idea what you're signing up for. You have to go deep. Okay, if I choose this plan, what about that? But this plan over here is this, but then I don't get that. None of them are ever good as far as they're all broken up into bits and pieces. It's the a la carte. It's like when you go buy those chips at a store and they come in the big box and they've got 12 chips you like and 8 chips that suck.
The cheapest plan we have as far as deductibles is $1,750 a year. That is because of Obamacare.
Yeah. And that's because of government. Ken, have you gone through yours yet?
Not yet.
Whew, man, it's a good time.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Good.
I think I'm going to have some snacks.
You're going to need them. You're going to need
a couple of cannabis seltzers.
Some edibles, maybe?
Maybe a whole 6-pack.
Oh, God, it is. It is so damn confusing. I sit there and I think to myself, this is why people get frustrated. This is why government, and there's ways around this. We'll talk about it a little bit later because there's 2 countries that have a hybrid model that would be awesome here, but we'll never do it, partly because of the lobby. $750 gazillion, basically. $750 million is what the lobbyists spend from healthcare. $750 million. I mean, when you walk there into your first opportunity to be a congressperson or a senator, they're going to go, here's your lobbyist from the healthcare industry. He's going to make sure that you keep it confusing and him wealthy. That is nuts.
It's like the tax code for your health.
Yes, it is. Trying to crack it. Well, okay, HSA, what do I do with this? How much do I put stuff? I do not put? I don't know how it works. So when do I get it? Where's my card? I signed up for an HSA. I never got my card. Still don't know what I'm doing. Still don't know where I am. It's like, you guys are taking money. Then I go to log on. They're like, yeah, you're not a recipient. Well, what am I? Because you're taking my money.
You're a victim of a ripoff.
That's it. I mean, it is crazy. And then you start looking, too, at as more and more comes out, because the internet is the beauty of, as insane as it is, they don't let you hide stuff. And you go and look at some of the companies and how many times, doesn't matter what you have. You could be paid up for the year. You could have covered your deductible. You could sprain your toe, and they're going to deny. That's
just tape it up.
Here's a little Robitussin. Walk it off, baby. Walk it off. And so if I'm the Democrats, I just say, look, they don't want to deal with it. They want government out of it, which is fine. Let's see if the prices come down. Democrats, you need to come out and say, look, this wasn't the hit we thought it was going to be. And maybe we shouldn't have let the insurance company help craft this thing. But we did. And now we've got to figure out how to bring it down. And if they don't, in good faith, try to figure that out, the Republicans, you lay that on them. Because they're going to be the ones in charge. And if it collapses and the prices go down, that's great for everybody. But keeping the government shut and you have no real explanation at this point in time because you can't explain it, and the prices are continuing to they're going to rise. Some of you guys are going to start to see some prices, and you're going to go, oh, my goodness. Oh, I didn't expect this. Well, you're getting it. And, yeah, we would rather not use subsidies. That'd be great. But since 1965, when we decided that our health care needed to be further away from us so we could have administrators between us, this is what we've got. And it's not a win. It's not a win at this point. Oh, it didn't even get a chance to get to Israel. I want to do that in a little bit. Israel. Already Witkoff and Kushner on a plane heading over there. Ceasefire fell apart. And that didn't fall apart. I've been telling everybody that. Hasn't fallen apart. I also want to talk about the Australia-China battle with rare earth minerals and how we're siding up with Australia. Australia's got a decent amount, but there's an issue. But that's an issue that we're really good at solving. We're very good at solving. Because the war today is AI, and the war today is stuff. It's not people. It's control of things. Let's talk a little bit about that, among other things. Also, George Santos out of jail, so ready to defend his heavyweight championship coming up soon next week. On top of that, he's got a brand new album with Taylor Swift coming out. And he'll be taking off with your good friend and ours to go to space soon.
The Jim Norton podcast that I saw him on this weekend, Jimmy asked him flat out, he goes, do you plan on getting back into politics? And before Jimmy could get the sentence finished, he was like, nope, I'm done with that.
Yeah. Well, they told him he was done with it. Let's talk about that, among other things. You missed the show, Shame Crowd, the podcast. We'd love hearing from each and every one of you. It is Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. I'm going to say it's a dude. Am I right, Ken? I'm going to say it's a guy.
It is a resident.
Okay. We're going to go with guy. Barricaded. Do we know anything? Is there dudes in there? Is there other people in there? Kids?
Apparently, this person is wanted on 3 warrants out of Davidson County for aggravated kidnapping. One is for aggravated burglary.
Ooh.
Sounds like a chick to me.
Yeah, totally. Oh. Chicks are always like that. What was where was he yesterday? Was he in France? Did he try to take anything over there in the Louvre?
The Louvre.
The Louvre.
Does he know how to operate a cherry picker?
How was he on a scooter? If you guys didn't hear yesterday, the Louvre got robbed. Hunt behind the brazen Louvre robbery. I wonder, what are you going to do with that, man? You get all those jewels. What are you going to do with it? You're going to have to cut them down to try to sell them. And even at that point, everybody's going to know what they are. And then their value is going to go down.
Do you have to, how long do you have to wait before you actually try to make some money off of it?
Well,
or is all that already set up?
See, that would be my thing. I'm not doing that unless I know I got a buyer. Now, these guys are probably idiots because they rode away on scooters, but then he's dealing with the French, and what are you going to do? They're like, this is crazy. They escaped, and we could not get them because they was already on scooters. One of them did parkour down the side of the place, and we could not stop them because they do parkour. Oh, that's crazy.
They have no idea how much fun they're being made of on the other side of the planet.
If only the guy from Taken was here, we could have stopped this. I don't know who you are or what you want, but I have no skills whatsoever, and I don't care.
They were in and out in 7 minutes.
7 minutes. They said it was not sophisticated, but it was well planned. There was just brute force. But if you're going to buy something like this, then, we've, Bell brought up last hour, like Egyptian antiquities. That's different. These are priceless, right? This isn't something from,
There's Egyptian antiquities that are priceless,
yeah,
too.
but nothing like this. I mean, this is $500 million. They dropped the big thing, which was his Napoleon's wife's, I guess, her crown jewels, right? Her tiara or whatever. They dropped that. But still, you would like to think, but then the whole thing of owning something like this is to say you own it. And that's, what are you going to do? Float around in the middle of the ocean with your prized possession that you can't show anybody?
Well, that's what Pierce Brosnan did in the Thomas Crown Affair. He stole the painting and he just kept it in his house.
Yeah, that's right. Or what was the movie where they killed Jack? With the Titanic, right? She had the blue thing.
Yeah.
She had the blue...
the
something in the ocean?
Yeah, Star of the Ocean.
Stars of the... But it's like you could give away... You could say, come in and steal the Mona Lisa. Nobody would know what to do with it. You couldn't sell it. Nobody wants that heat. Right? Nobody, as bad as they are, you just can't do anything. You have to cut it down. You can't cut the Mona Lisa down.
No, because then it's ruined.
Yeah, then it's ruined. And by the way, the Mona Lisa's not very big. I've seen it. I saw it back in the day where you could walk up to it and you could easily throw soup on it, but nobody decided to do that because we were worried more about the Ice Age. That's what I was told by Leonard Nimoy.
I just hang that on my front of my refrigerator.
Would you?
Yeah.
So my kid painted. Yeah. But these, you would have to cut the gems down, I guess. But then again, you're losing the mystique of the whole thing of why you stole them. Because you might as well have just gone and tried to mug somebody in Belgium that had, uncut diamonds. And I say Belgium because if you guys don't know about Belgium, that's the place where all Antwerp and everything is where all the diamonds are.
Ah.
So that's, that's where De Beers and everybody is. But this is, you've got, and they dropped the biggest piece too. So they weren't even good at that. But they still got away because they parkoured down the wall onto their skitters.
Butterfingers made the haul go from $750 million down to $500.
Jean-Claude, what happened? Probably what he said. And the other thing is, you had 1,300. So there's 1,300 guards. I don't know how many security guards working yesterday. It was early. It was just after it opened. And by the way, it was only 200 feet from the Mona Lisa. So do you remember, what was it? Do you remember the Olympics? Was it Lillestrøm or one of the ones where they stole the Scream painting? They just climbed up. They climbed up using a ladder during the opening ceremonies, and they stole the Scream, but nobody wanted it. So they ended up finally getting it because it was, again, too hot to handle. People come looking for that. That's what we're saying. All right, coming up, rare earth minerals, the battle between us and Australia. G'day there. We'll see how this goes. And, of course, China, the Chinese, they're always trying to do stuff. Talk a little bit about that. Israel, we haven't got to. We'll touch a little bit of that as well. If you missed any show, shame, grab the podcast. It is the Chad Benson Show. One of my favorite texts of the day has come through. I'm no security expert, but I don't think you should be able to get to $1 billion in jewels with an angle grinder. I cannot believe this has happened to us again. We have stuff stolen, and if it's not stuff, people trying to throw the soup of the day at the Mona Lisa.
Soup du jour.
The soup du jour. They can't believe this has happened again. Oh, my Lord. Trade deals. China. Are we getting closer to a trade deal? Probably not.
China's paying 55% and a potential 155% come November 1st unless we make a deal. And I'm meeting with President Xi. We have a very good relationship. We're going to be meeting in South Korea in a couple of weeks.
Okay, just a quick reminder. They're not paying anything. Okay? So do we understand how tariffs work? So let's say Ken's last name is Kenji. Kenji! And he's in China. And I said, Ken, I want to buy a bunch of fake Labubus. Because there's plenty of them. You got to know what the real Labubu is. And he sends me $1 million in Labubus. And they hit me with 25%, 50%, whatever it is, depending on the toy or whatever it is. I pay that. Of the Chad Benson fake Labubu, not China. Xi doesn't pay any of that. There's a few countries that will eat some of it or they'll charge a little less. But just so you guys understand, because I'll get some of you text me and go, isn't exactly, I thought we pay. Yes, we're the ones who pay it.
We have a tremendous power, and that's the power of tariff. And I think that China will come to the table and make a very fair deal, because if they don't, they're going to be paying us 157% in tariffs.
Which means that we're going to be paying 107. And go look, 157%. Go look at some of the stuff. Prices have gone up.
It just stuns me how a businessman would think that those costs are not embedded in the price and passed on.
Well, he understands that. His goal, look, here's the one thing. He's like China, hate China, whatever. I've said for years, you guys really, if we want to get serious about the drugs, I know we're going after Colombia now, so that's kind of interesting. But the reality is they're the ones who, they live for this stuff. They're okay. They're willing to throw money and do whatever they possibly can against us because Xi feels now that they have enough oomph behind them. The rare earth thing is a big deal. It is. And by the way, even with this deal with Australia today, I don't know what it looks like because Australia will come out. You got to take what Trump says and what did Australia say. It's like last week he says, Modi's told me he's never buying oil from Russia again. And Modi's like, no, he didn't. So, okay, what's real and what's not? Even with that, Australia's got a decent amount, but there's a lot that we don't have access to and that we're still going to need. And, one of the things that for years, this is something that I don't think people realize that we should be talking about. China did something smart several years ago. We dominate when it comes to helium. I know that sounds silly. Well, what are they? Helium is so needed. China had nothing. They weren't producing any of it. They couldn't. They realized that if we wanted to, we could cut them off and they'd be screwed. We think they want to play business. We've got to look at what it is that they're doing. They're in it to win it. We're still trying to be the let's negotiate, let's be pals. They don't want to be pals. They don't. And I'm glad we got some sort of agreement with Australia. Good eye. By the way, have you ever seen, Ken, you're on TikTok. Yes. Have you ever seen the Australians when they talk about the rare earth people that they always have jobs there? You ever seen that?
No.
It's like going to Mars. So it's like here's a day and here's a week in the life of me, whatever. I work out here. So, and they're people from all over. They fly in on like a Sunday night and then they'll be out at this place for like a month. And it's in the middle of, it looks like Mars. But you live inside these dormitories. They work 24/7. And some of it's rare, some of it's oil, some of it's, but they get paid. They have everything you could dream of. Like they got the best gyms. They got chefs 24/7, all this stuff. And you go in there and these people make, a couple $100,000 a year driving the big trucks or doing some of these things. You're going to need more than that. That takes years to set up. Australia has a lot of decent stuff. We still have a long way to go. The big deal is, even if they had everything we needed, it takes years. They don't have the infrastructure. We're great at infrastructure. And we'll probably build it faster there than we would here. But it's going to take a bit for us to get it going. And I'm glad we're looking somewhere else because nobody else did, even though for years people have been saying, better watch out with the Belt and Roll Initiative that China's doing, which is handing money out to everybody across every continent they can. They're just gobbling up opportunities.
He is certainly looking at the U.S.-Australia relationship as a counter to China, and he is looking to get the United States away from relying on China for those rare earth minerals, which are so critical for electronics, for semiconductors. And he talked there at length about the trade tensions right now with China, saying that the Chinese are using those rare earths against the United States, but he can use tariffs in reverse.
Well, to a certain extent, because we still pay him. I mean, stuff's gone up. We can't deny that. And it's not a shot against Trump. This is what he wants to do. If it's going to work, this was never going to be an easy thing. It was never going to be overnight. But China, the difference with the central planning of one is they are working towards one goal, which is to be the dominant power. All right? So that's their goal. And they have gone everywhere, and they Belt and Road it. So in Africa, they have basically everything they need. Democratic Republic of Congo, Tanzania, Malawi, which is fun, Madagascar, South Africa, Burundi, Central and East Asia. They've got Myanmar or Burma, depending on what. I'll always remember Burma. It'll always be Burma to us. Kazakhstan, Mongolia, very nice. Laos, Vietnam, and Thailand in Southeast Asia. South America, they've got Brazil and Argentina and Bolivia for lithium. They got Papua New Guinea and the Solomon Islands and Greenland in certain areas. So they've put themselves in a way where they've funded stuff. And when they fund stuff, they hand you money. And you do whatever you want with it. They don't come and say, here's $25 million. You can only use this for gay puppets. Which is stupid. Because we always do that. We put this weird kind of, hey, you know what? You guys can't beat your women anymore and drown them because you think they're a witch. You guys can't kill albinos because you think they're somehow wizards or, part of witchcraft. You can't do that. China doesn't care. They just want access. And they're willing to spend the money. And they've done that. It will take us time. But this is a battle that, we should have been fighting long before Trump came down that escalator years ago. We should have been looking ahead. But we had this kind of bizarre world where we thought that they do want to be our friends. They really want to be our pals. Oh, man, this is going to be fun. And no, they want to win. That's always been their goal, to dominate the world. And build its likeness in this direction. And that's what they're doing. Meanwhile, back over to the Middle East, I said it, and I'll say it again. This was never going to be easy. This was always going to be a bit of a nightmare. This was always going to take time. You've had two warring factions for a very long time going at each other. And it picked up again, and everybody's like, oh, look, they're falling apart. They're not falling apart. This thing was always going to be a tough issue. And one of the big things that was going to happen is there is still no group of people to keep peace in Gaza. You have tons of militias that are still there who fight against Hamas. You have tons of people that are just pirates trying to do stuff. You have all kinds of things going on over there. So there's no peacekeeping even amongst themselves. And so this weekend, when it started to take off again, and I know Chris said that, Matt Gaetz brought it up. Look, Bibi Netanyahu was not a fan of this. And his administration, his cabinet, was definitely not a fan of this. They don't want any part of this. So any given opportunity, they would like to pick it up. Well, they picked it up this weekend. They started bombing, said that, hey, one of our bulldozers got hit by an IED. We'll come to find out that was them. And the administration come out and said, no. You need to settle down. That is not Hamas. This was a you guys' mistake.
We're going to give it a little chance, and hopefully there will be a little less violence. But right now, they're violent people. Hamas has been very violent. But they don't have the backing of Iran anymore. They don't have the backing of really anybody anymore. They have to be good. And if they're not good, they'll be eradicated.
But you promised them that you were going to have people there. And that's what J.D. Vance said over the weekend. He said, look, how do you expect this thing to work when we haven't even got any of the Middle East people that said that they were going to be on board over there? There was supposed to be a peacekeeping group of people. There's nobody over there yet. There's nobody over. That will happen. So right now, Witkoff and Kushner, they're on their way. They're going to go over there and try to get, these groups that all said, hey, it sounds great. It wasn't just about signing guys. It's put up or shut up time. You promised us you're going to throw some people out there. You promised us you guys are going to be a part of this. So where are your people? Where are they? Are you going to get them out there? Because we can't have, right now, you know what it is? It's Mad Max. Have you seen it? That's maybe the best way to describe it. It's Mad Max. People driving around on scooters looking to blow each other up. And we're just looking for old, where's Mel Gibson? I mean, it is desolate and nasty. And people are just trying to survive. And you've got groups with guns, and you've got serious issues with the things that people, both sides were promised, and they're not going to get them right away. We have to be aware of that.
We had a dark cloud over the Middle East, and now it's all, we have a little situation relatively with Hamas, and that will be taken care of very quickly if they don't straighten it out themselves.
But that's the point, is they weren't supposed to straighten it out themselves. They weren't. The whole goal is to get a peacekeeping group made up of people in the surrounding Gulf nations who are going to come over and who are going to be a part of this. Not just America. Not just America. All right, coming up. Oh, they just arrested some dude at the airport in Atlanta after a mass shooting threat. What?
Good work.
Good work, yes, indeed. Thank God they got him. I think it was more of a threat. You know what? They don't do well with bomb threats and gun threats.
No.
They don't have a great sense of humor.
They don't go over well at airports.
No, they do not. Man, I try to tell my kids back in the day, you could scream bomb and people go, well, whatever. Nowadays, no chance. No chance at all. And if you do say it on accident, you better tell everybody you got Tourette syndrome. You can't help yourself. And for the next 10 hours while you're on the plane, you better have some tics.
Yeah.
Coming up. Oh, who knows? We got so much stuff still to talk about. If you missed the show, shame on you. Grab the podcast. Happy Monday, everybody. It's the Chad Benson Show. Super tough. 99.7.
The National Retail Federation says that on average, Americans will spend $114 per person for Halloween candy, decorations, and costumes. $1.4 billion will be spent collectively for kids' costumes, another $2 billion for adults. And the NRF says Americans will spend $860 million to dress up their pets.
To dress up their pets. So I put that out there. The rest of the world struggles. We're like, what would be great? We spend almost $1 billion dressing up our pets for one night. So we could take a picture, put it on Instagram. They could get pissed off and throw it off and eventually get it. And we're like, oh, that was cute. And then we move on.
Look at there. They made their wiener dog a hot dog.
You should make your wiener dog a hamburger. You're like, oh, my God, that's crazy. How did that happen? Did you ever have any dog that would dress up? Or wear anything?
None of them liked it. None of them. We tried to put Fritz in a hot dog costume one time, and he just did not dig it. He would just sit down.
I feel like Fritz does
so
a lot of
I
sitting
just
down.
have to carry him around if I wanted to show him off. So yeah, we just stopped doing that.
See, our dogs, they don't care. But in the winter, because they are very much warm weather dogs coming from Arizona, they have their little coats, and they will wear their coats from the moment we put them on till the moment we take them off in like April. They do not like the cold.
Really?
Oh, they hate it. The rain, the cold.
Like me.
Ooh, like you. Yeah.
Can't stand it.
What's the weather like this week?
Actually, it's going to be pretty nice. I mean, we're looking at, chilly at night, but that's okay. It's night. Lows in the 40s, highs in the upper 60s, mid 70s. I mean, beautiful. Gorgeous weather.
That's good. No rain?
No rain.
Okay, good. Because I have to walk every day now.
Oh, yeah.
Because the wifey took the car. They're on a mini vacation while I babysit the animals. And We have our house redone.
Oh, that's right. You don't have any kids that you can force to take them out.
No. So I have to do that. And I had to listen to my cat all day. We brought him over to the studio, which is where I'm staying, which also happens to be another apartment in our complex. And because our place is getting redone because there was mold and wood rot, so they had to put all this stuff in. And lo and behold, he decided the entire time of my show this morning he was going to talk to me.
He's going to be a co-host.
Meow,
While you're trying to record.
All damn day. And the minute I'd stopped, the minute I was finished, he shut up and just went over the window and looked out.
He knows.
He does. He's like, dude, we did a good show today, right? I had some hot takes.
Yeah.
I'm a hot takes for tomorrow.
Oh, yes, sir.
He's going to want to renegotiate his contract pretty soon.
I need more of those squisher things you give me, the liquid, and I need you to get these 2 dogs out of here. They're bugging me.
And stuff to eat.
More stuff. I want tuna. Coming up, hour number 3 of the program. More on the big brazen heist in France. Will Inspector Clouseau catch them? It is the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997.